Hi, I'm Stacey and from Music Box and Minds, and I'm with Michael from Coheed and Cambria.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good, a little jet lagged, but hanging in there.
Are you enjoying Glasgow? Have you seen much of it?
I have previous visits, but I've been sleeping basically this time. And it's the first day of the tour, so we're sound checking and taking extra time.
Awesome. Can you give a quick rundown on how the band formed?
Well, let's see. I was playing in a band with Claudio since I was in high school. He's a couple years older than me. He grew up with Travis, and Josh was our original drummer. He was in another local band. And we all just kind of, I don't know, we got together. It was like, we kind of all came from different bands. And when those were, it kind of, after high school, that kind of separates the serious people from, the dudes that are just fucking around or whatever. And so that was how the original Coheed kind of formed, you know what I mean? We all got together. And then a couple years ago, Josh left the band, and Chris was unhappy with his band that he was in, so he joined. And here we are. We've been touring about 10 years now.
Wow, that's good going.
Yeah, right?
How do you think the band have progressed from the last album to the new one, Year of the Black Rainbow?
I think it was a smooth transition into having Chris. This is the first album that he's played drums on, and his presence, he's a very vocal drummer. Vocal is a very animated, very outspoken drummer, you know what I mean? So he kind of alters the structure and the vibe of the song, and so this is the first time we did it, this lineup. It's definitely a different feel, but I think it was really comfortable. I think it was a good transition. Oh, dude. We're in the middle of a filmed interview.
It's all good. It's all good. This is awful filming, by the way.
Pause for a second. Is the back too loud?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, we'll just run.
It's fine. You can edit these things out, I suppose. I think this will work out fine. As long as my finger's not on the microphone.
Here we go.
Coheed have a very original songwriting style. It's been mainly concept albums you've written. Do you think the fans appreciate it more for being different, and who influenced that kind of style of writing?
Well, first of all, I think it was influenced just by our overall love of storytelling, dark storytelling, horror movies and things. And yeah, I think sometimes it comes with a little bit of baggage, but I think our fans who have come to expect something more, I think that's what kept them around, is because we work as hard as we can. We're really grateful that we're in a position where we can do this for a living, and we owe it all to the people who like the music. So we try to give everything we can, and having that other tier of media to explore is one of those ways that we kind of separate ourselves from everything. And yeah, I think that's the reason our fan base has stuck around as long as it has, especially in the States.
Your most commercially successful album was Good Apollo Volume 1. How do you feel that changed as a band, and did it push you to top that album?
Yeah, that's one of my, if not my favorite, one of my favorites. So just at that point, that unit that we were, that was just at our peak performance, you know what I mean? I think just the way the songs were written, and the album kind of wrote itself. And after that, the lineup of the band changed, and I think not really the album. I think the drive wasn't really to top that album as much as it was to do something different. You know what I mean? And still be us, because we've had two different drummers on two different albums since then, and one of them was kind of hastily put together. And I think, yeah. We of course we try to create a perfect product each time, but we'll never really get there. That's why we keep trying. So yeah.
From the release of your last album to the release of the new one, there was a gap of 3 years. Was there a reason for that?
I think we were just doing a lot of touring. There was a lot of areas that we hadn't explored, and then we did this project called the Never Ender Shows, which is we did 4 shows and four sets of 4 shows in 4 different cities where we played our entire catalog. So where we would have been writing and recording another record, we did that, and that kind of set us back an extra year. You know what I mean? Because then we released that on DVD. So yeah, we did something a little special in between. So that was,
at least there was something to keep it
right. We were definitely working,
Coheed covered I Am Maiden for Crying. Would you consider doing another cover, and if so, what?
Oh man, I don't know. I've always wanted to do a Police cover. It's always one of my favorite bands ever. Yeah, maybe someday. I think we almost did once, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
On a few occasions, rock bands have used some of Coheed's songs. How did it feel to be asked to be involved in something so big?
It was great. I mean, when I first played, I think Guitar Hero was the first one. I was like, oh man, this is the way, you know, to get songs out there now. This is gonna be the next thing. Watch. And Rock Band was the first one that incorporated all the instruments and the vocals and everything. And yeah, we were psyched, man. In the States, we were on the commercial for the Wii version of it, the Nintendo. It was great, you know what I mean? That's something we wanted to do, especially the skill level they gave us for like the song was like the 4th level or something. Pretty cool.
Some of you have side projects. Are they still going, or are they?
Yeah, I think it's individually we all kind of work on different things. You know, we have a lot of downtime on the road. Sometimes we're really busy, but when we have downtime, I think we all kind of work on our own thing. And then when we're off, you know, we all, I think, keep creating, because that's the time we have to pursue individual, you know.
Keep your mind going.
Yeah, exactly. Flex the music muscle, keep it sharp.
What made the band decide to write a novel, and would you consider releasing another?
I think, yeah, I think that was something that Claudio had in mind to do to dispense with the vagaries. I think I have made that word up. But, you know, because even the comic books can be a little vague and drawn out. And this way, he wanted to tell the story beginning to end, because this is the prequel album and it's the origins of Coheed and Cambria, that he just wanted to have it in that literal format. And it was just really an experiment. And I think it worked out, so I think it would definitely be something we do again.
Read some really good reviews on it, so
yeah, it was a good book. I read it.
I
read it before it came out. My copy is like in a black binder, 3-ring binder, like that thick. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Some fans have wanted to know if there's a link between the band's logo and the comics.
What?
Some fans have wanted to know if there's a link between the logo the band has and if there's like a link into the comics.
Yeah, there is. I mean, what that is, with the circles and the triangle, that's essentially a constellation. Not really a constellation, but a planetary alignment that kind of holds that entire universe together that he's created. So that's what that is.
You've toured with some great bands, Circa Survive, Avenged Sevenfold, and now Deftones, to name a few. Do you have a favourite, and who else would you like to tour with?
Well, I've been really excited for this. I've loved the Deftones since I was like 14, 15 years old, and 30 now. It's exciting to be out, you know, with them. Who else? I don't really know who else. Yeah, this is one we've been looking forward to. I mean, we also just did a recent tour with Deer Honor, and those guys are really cool. I like those guys.
After this tour, what do the band have planned?
After this tour? We're going to take the holidays off, get some rest. We've been out since March, pretty much. And then get back on the road, head to Australia, I think, in January.
A fan asked, are there any bands you'd like to recommend?
I'm sorry, what? That's so distracting. Hold on, I'm going to close that door. Just 1 second.
There's a door? This is such an advanced awesome bus. Do a 2-camera piece at the end.
Yeah.
I'll get it in. That's alright.
Are there any bands you'd like to recommend?
Any bands I'd like to recommend? Alright, there's a band 3 that we've brought on tour in the States a bunch of times. They're called 3, just like the number. It's actually our old drummer Josh's brother's band, and they're one of my favorite, always have been one of my favorite bands. Like, I grew up, you know, when I was 12, 13, going to local shows and seeing them play. You know, they're all a little older than me. But they're just phenomenal. They're still kind of going. I think they might be on I don't know what label they're on out here, but they're on Metal Blade in the States. So yeah, they're like my favorite band. Check that out.
A fan had also asked, why did you change from Spectre to Fender basses, and do you have any tips on how to become a better bass player?
The reason I switched to Fender, Spectres are great basses. They're very, very active, very present. I think I was looking for just a more organic sound, you know what I mean? And that you can only really get with the jazz bass. And it's like, with the jazz basses, they're passive and you have to work a little harder for it, but the give is so much better, you know what I mean? It's got a really organic feel, and just at where I was playing-wise, that was the next logical step, was to take that on, and I've improved because of it, you know. As far as tips to being a better bass player, the way I practice, I've always practiced, it's just I take my iPod, I just put the whole thing on shuffle, and I just sit around with an amp and just play along with whatever comes on. And that makes your ear really sharp, makes you, you know, you learn scales, keys, what to do, what not to do, and, you know, even if you're learning trial and error, you still that'll get you somewhere. That'll keep you ahead of most. So that's what I do.
Awesome. And do you have any last words to anyone watching?
I don't know. Keep coming to our shows so we can keep coming back here. It's been 10 years and we're still doing it, so that's it.
Awesome. So thanks very much for the interview. That's
absolutely.
So that's bye.